Welcome to The Notice, a podcast from Otava with host TJ Howski and Melissa Locke.
Welcome to episode 11 of The Notice.
Man, oh man, double digits plus one. This is
Yes.
awesome. So, well, we have a lot planned for today, and I am really excited about this episode. It's jam-packed with some customer content, of course, our shout-outs. We're getting closer to the holidays. We had some events, so excited to spend time with you.
Yeah, me too. And I know, everyone's listens to this at different times. Not everyone's listening to it right when it comes out. But as we are recording this, tomorrow is Veterans Day. And you know what? Veterans should just really be celebrated all the time anyway.
Yes, I agree. 100%. Well, we work with a client, EPS, who provides technology for small businesses. And I know that you had a chance to do an interview with them and spend time with them, especially in learning about their program and supporting veterans.
Yes, and it was great learning more about their program. So we're also going to dive deeper into career coaching that we talked about last week. So I'm excited for that.
That's awesome. And one of the managers that you are coaching, one of the many directly, is joining us today. So we'll get to hear from that person. We'll keep it a surprise coming up soon, but excited about that as well.
Yes, we have a full episode today, so let's get going. But first, do you have any fun updates to share?
We did, yeah. So last week or this week, or it feels like it's blurring together, right? At this
What
time,
day is it?
the executive leadership team got together as we're starting to transition and plan for our kickoff for 2024, which is our sales kickoff, our business development event, where there's development, there's training, education, and then obviously some learning for us as leaders, market research and review. So we love that. We were preparing for that, covering it. And then a little bit of downtime, opportunity to connect with customers at our event. And I think you've got one of the pucks. We went to a hockey game. Check this out. The Notice on a puck. Awesome. And like you said, it would have been really weird to have our face on it. So I kind of dig that it says The Notice, but how cool. We're on a puck. Big time now.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun to have, it's bragging in the family. Like, look, this is, I'm official or something. Yeah.
Right. It's amazing. It's been a lot of fun. So, so how about you? You've been up to quite a bit. We were together. You have some other things going on as well. So what is going on in the world?
In Ann Arbor, attending those meetings. I took a drive up to Flint also and brought in some barbecue, and we had some benefit meetings. This is our annual benefit enrollment time of year where we're educating our employees on the benefits we offer and making sure they have all their questions answered. So that's been a big part of our team's focus these last few weeks. Let's share our shout outs for the week. Who do you want to recognize?
Man, my shout out for the week right now in this season with everything that we're doing with, I'm going to shout out the entire leadership team. So that includes executive and senior leadership. Every business goes through seasons each year that you have to do. And they shouldn't surprise you on the calendar if you do the appropriate planning. But the reality is, even when you're in the middle of them and even when you know that they're there, sometimes you forget the intensity. And so we have spent a lot of time in this last quarter forecasting, not just for next year's priorities, but over the next 5 years. We've talked about that here on the show throughout this first season. And so my shout out is to the senior and the executive leadership team, everybody, including you, Mo, to just say thank you for all of the incredible hard work and the sweat equity that was put into what I believe will be incredible outcomes for our customers and the organization at large in the coming years ahead.
Yeah, I really do value being a part of the team. I learn every time we're together, I learn something new. So it's definitely something I look forward to when we get to do. And it's work, it's hard work, it's long days, but I always get something out of it. And so I do appreciate that time together. We have a great team.
Amen. Same. All right. So how about you? Your turn.
Yeah, my shout out goes to Sean Miller. And so he is the one who really drives all of our benefit process. And this time of year can get a little hairy. And so we each of our team members are traveling to different properties to share the benefit information. And one of our team members, who was actually supposed to meet me in Ann Arbor, was in a car accident on her way. She's fine. She's, everything's okay. But, you're shook up and you're supposed to be traveling, and she was actually going to travel out the next day to fly to Maryland for another meeting. And Sean Miller, who was attending meetings in Minnesota, he had been there for a couple of days, and instead of coming home, he said, I'll fly to Maryland. I'll take those meetings and cover for you so that you can stay home and take care of you. And this required him to extend his time away from his family, but that's teamwork. That's taking care of each other. That's covering the gap for each other. And that's why I just really enjoy being a part of a team that does that for each other. So my shout out is to Sean Miller, great teammate.
That's awesome. Sean is amazing.
Yes.
So shout out, Sean, well deserved. Thank you. As a side note, if you're ever looking for the resident UKG ninja that can reset your password multiple times in the same week, Sean is always bailing me out. So incredibly thankful. Sean is awesome.
All right, I have Mary Unsworth joining me today, and she is the COO at EPS and NDVSB. Thanks for coming on the notice, Mary. I'm so excited to hear more about your program for veterans.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to have the opportunity to come on here and share a little bit more about our mission.
Great. Thank you so much. So let's just start with that. What is NDVSB and what is the mission?
So NDVSB stands for National Diversity Veteran Small Business, and which is a program, and it was created to help small businesses, including veteran-owned businesses, interact with large enterprise customers, whether they're in the private sector or the public sector. The mission of the program is to bring our small business partners more opportunities for growth. And what we do is we arm them with the needed technology to meet the requirements of these large enterprise customers. So NDVSB is the program and EPS is the technology. That's why you hear both of our names there.
Got it. So why did you start the program?
So in 2020, we started to see the decline of small businesses. Many of them were going out of business due to the pandemic, and we really wanted to help. So for almost 20 years, our company has been well connected within the private sector, and we were seeing these private sector companies spending less because obviously they were navigating the uncertainty of those times. But we identified, well, what customer wasn't spending less during that time? And it was the federal government. So we didn't have very much of a presence in the federal government market. So we started doing some research and identified that there was a few programs within the federal government, specifically within the Department of Defense, that our solutions were a perfect fit for. So really for the past 3 years, our focus has been about growing the NDVSB program, in particular within the federal government space.
That's genius to figure out how to make that work and, during the pandemic and seeing a need. Why did you choose to support veterans?
So our company is in full support of our military, including active duty, veterans, military spouses, and their families. So we know how much they've sacrificed to give us the freedom we have today. We can never repay our debt to those that serve or have served before. So, we're committed to supporting our veterans, and we're really proud to support our military. It's a big mission within our company, and we're proud to support them.
I love that. And I have family members who are veterans. We have several employees who are veterans. So that really touches my heart.
We also have an employee that is from the Marines. And a lot of people within our company, their family members have served or have served before. So definitely it surrounds us. It's really connected to all of us individually, many different ways.
So tell me more about the NDVSB program.
So the NDVSB program supports the Department of Air Force First Look and the Department of Army First Stop programs. And the mission of First Look and First Stop was to reconnect the Air Force and Army bases around the country to small businesses, including local businesses outside the gates. So the NDVSB program helps break down the barriers for businesses wanting to do business with the government. They're a very complex customer, very convoluted with their processes, and it's hard to break in the door when you're trying to engage with the federal government. And these barriers are so significant that it has caused a decrease of businesses working with the federal government by 20%. So the government knows this, and they create these programs to reverse that decline. So there's been obviously over the last several years, there's been a shift to e-commerce and e-marketplace shopping. I mean, you and I, I'm sure, shop a lot more online than we used to before. And that shift in buying patterns has contributed to the decline of businesses working with the federal government. So we provide an e-marketplace solution to the federal government where they can shop in a fully compliant environment because they have specific rules that they need to follow, and our environment is compliant to that. And they can shop with their government purchase card, and they can buy many different products and services off our e-marketplace from all sorts of small and local businesses. So the e-marketplace is an easy way for businesses to enter federal government acquisitions just by those single purchase orders on the government purchase card. The goal is to give those businesses some past performance, allow them to create the relationships with those buyers so that they can grow into higher dollar transactions, whether it's purchase orders, blanket purchase agreements, or contracts. So that's really the goal. This e-marketplace is a easy way for them to start doing business with the government. And for the government, it's an easy way for them to find those small businesses. You know, they've told us, you know, we can't find the businesses and they can't find us. We need to, you know, find a way to find them easier and make these government purchase card users, you know, easy to find these businesses and easy to make their purchases because they can't find the suppliers. So that's really what the program's all about. It's to support the federal government and so that they can buy more for the warfighter, and also help those small businesses start to interact with the federal government.
Yeah. And so is this program only for veterans?
No. So we have, it encompasses all types of businesses, whether, you know, mostly small women-owned businesses, service-disabled veteran-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, disadvantaged businesses, military spouses. So no, we are not exclusive to veterans. We support all types of businesses. The goal is we don't want to leave any type of business behind. So our team works pretty hand in hand with all businesses to make sure they are ready for the transactions that will, you know, are going to come from the federal government buyers.
So how much does it cost to participate in the program, and how would a veteran company sign up?
All right. So the cost depends on what that, you know, business is selling, whether it's products or services. So if a company is selling products, there is a subscription fee to the technology, and it's either billed monthly at $99.99 or billed annually at $1,000. So it's really up to that business what subscription fee they choose, whether monthly or annually. But if a company is selling services, they don't actually sell products, they sell their services, there is a subscription fee to the technology that's billed annually at $500. So we do have a nominal transaction fee associated with, you know, this technology. And, you know, really that transaction fee is kind of a moot point because our businesses that participate, they factor that transaction fee into their price that displayed to the customer. So, you know, that is part of the program, is that transaction fee. And we tell our suppliers, you need to factor that in. You don't want to lose money on these transactions. But if a company is interested in signing up, they can go right to our website, at, ndvsb.com. They can also reach out directly to our sales team, so sales@ndvsb.com. There's also when they go to our website, they'll see that there is a survey on the website that will get some background information, because we have to make sure not every supplier is a fit for the e-marketplace. The e-marketplace is for business to business transactions. So if a business is selling jewelry, it doesn't necessarily fit our e-marketplace, and we don't want to waste anyone's time or money. So that's why our sales team will work with that supplier and ask questions and make sure it's the right fit, because like I said, we don't want to waste anyone's time.
Wow, you guys have thought of everything, and it seems quite affordable. That's
yes,
great.
It is. We've done that on purpose, because most of our the businesses are small and they don't have a big budget for technology, and we know that, so we keep our fees at a low dollar amount, and we have the transaction fee there. So really that puts skin in the game for both companies, for us and for that small business, because they we won't grow, we won't make any money if they don't make any money. So that's why we've kept our entry fees to the program really at that level.
Yeah, makes complete sense. So what is your relationship with Otava?
So Otava hosts our production environment, in which it includes our network, our server, our hardware, our whole infrastructure in our production environment. And there has been a lot of changes, a ton of growth over the last 20 years. Our network and infrastructure has drastically changed to keep up with the changing in security, but also handling more volume and traffic on our servers. And really, Otava has been right there by our side. They make recommendations to us. They're the experts here. And they've really helped us handle and prepare for the increased traffic and growth that our company has seen. So we greatly appreciate the partnership that we've had with Otava. It's really been, a critical piece of how we've been able to handle, the increase in volume and traffic.
I love that. So I understand that you just held like this veteran hunting event, and we were happy to sponsor that. So tell me about that event. I know our team members who attended had a great time. I saw pictures and I heard all about it. Tell the audience about it.
It was the best. So our CEO, David, is connected to Ted Nugent. He's been, pretty good friends with him over the past several years, been on different hunting events with him. And Ted Nugent has a ranch in Jackson, Michigan. And what we did is our company hosted a veteran hunt, essentially, where you can hunt wild pig and sheep and ram on his property. So our company hosted that event, and thank you to Otava for helping to sponsor that. And we invite veterans, active duty military, or military spouses to that event to hunt. So it is awesome. God, this past year we had the best day. It was a nice fall day in Michigan, not a cloud in the sky. I'm pretty sure half of the group got their animals within the first, couple hours of the hunt. They're around, and after the hunt, we have lunch, and there's a campfire going, and Ted Nugent comes out and he chats with everyone. Really, if you haven't met Ted before, he is so passionate about the military, and he loves to just talk to the military members. So it's really really fun to see that interaction. And we were fortunate enough to have a 101-year-old Pearl Harbor World War II veteran attend this year's event. It was crazy, and it was just awesome to hear his stories. He was so crisp and clear of reciting some of the events that happened so long ago. So it was just an awesome day. Ted performs a little, song for everyone. It's a really great day, and it was just awesome this year. We're excited to be able to make this a tradition. We'll be hosting the event next year. I'm hoping that we can do 2 days instead of one, because we have so many companies that are interested in joining. We can't, have everyone come, but we're hoping that next year we might have the opportunity to do a 2-day event, and be able to include more people.
Yeah, that sounds great. It sounds like everything worked out perfectly, including the weather. So that's amazing, because that doesn't always happen, especially sunny skies in Michigan in November. So, yeah, that's great. Well, I just want to thank you for joining us. And thank you for all the work you do to support veterans. That really does mean a lot. And you're taking your time to meet with us today and talk to us not only about your program and how Otava has helped you. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
For sure. Yeah.
Appreciate
And
it.
I really appreciate the opportunity. If you're listening today and you're a small business, including a veteran owned business, we're here to help you. Please reach out to our team. We'll talk to you about the program and make sure that you're a fit for the program. We work hand in hand with you to bring you more opportunities, and the goal is to help you grow. We know small businesses are the backbone of this economy, and we will always do whatever we can to support our small businesses. So, and to all the veterans out there, thank you for your service. We really can never
That's right.
repay you for what you've done for us. So thank you.
Okay, here we go. All right, Mo. Well, so you and I have spent a lot of time talking about career coaching. It is coaching at large is just a passion of ours. We love to help other people. We want to see people reach their fullest potential, and we believe that people deserve to be led well. So, for anyone that hasn't experienced career coaching, and we have kind of dropped those nuggets throughout our first season here, why don't we pause a little bit, slow down, dig into it, and why don't you help folks understand, what is career coaching?
Yeah, I mean, career coaching is really just helping employees who want to learn and grow. Not all employees want to learn and grow, and that's okay. But those employees who do want to learn and grow, helping them make informed decisions, develop clear goals, to help them get where they want to go, overcoming challenges, and even connecting them with opportunities within the organization that give them a different experience or exposure to different processes. Sitting in on meetings and being a part of planning or brainstorming, those kinds of opportunities in the organization. And a simple way that we do accomplish some of this is, and I think it's simple just because it's very concrete, is, earning those third-party certifications. Mm-hmm. So industry recognized recognition for skills. Let me say that again. A simple way to accomplish this is just this demonstrated growth is through third-party certifications. And we have several employees a year who add these industry recognized certifications to their portfolio. It's an area where Otava invests heavily in employees and encourages employees to grow and gain these. And this helps your resume. It helps you long-term. These skills stay with you, of course. But really it validates these learned skills and opens opportunities to take on more responsibility. The literal process, it's different for everyone, right? But there are some basic steps. Typically, you start with some sort of assessment, and this informs the development opportunities. For example, I like to use Gallup's Clifton Strengths because it identifies the individual's top talents. And these are just really how your brain works. How do you get work done? How do you build relationships? How do you influence others? Or how do you even think? It's just like your nature. It's how you do, the way you were born, the way your brain is wired. And next, you just use that to gain understanding of the assessment and identify development areas. It is a tool really that kind of kicks off the coaching process and gives you something to work from. And sometimes we'll even pull up a job description. And this could be, either the next job that they want to do or a dream job, 5 years from now. And we identify kind of what's missing that they need to work work on in certain areas, what's missing from their own resume that, doesn't qualify them for that role that they want to do. And we start filling some of those gaps. It always includes, of course, setting clear goals. You have to have clear goals. And then I like to weave in encouragement and support. It's a lot of work to put this investment of time into yourself while you're working. It always pays off, but it's worth it. So that encouragement and support, and then offering up that layer of accountability.
That's right. That's great stuff, Mo. Great stuff. Why do you think it's such an important benefit to offer our employees coaching in general?
Well, I mean, I think our employees, they are trusting us with their career. And
right.
I think that's a big deal. And it's
Yes.
our responsibility really to guide, to direct this development of their talents through opportunities to learn, opportunities to grow, help nourish their career with them.
That's right. That's good feedback. I think a lot of times, sometimes we're conditioned to believe that it's just employment. They offer a job, we do a job, right? And we miss out on the most important part, like growing one another and helping people. So great.
I think it's also important that it doesn't mean you do this for me, you make this happen for me. Sometimes, we have this feeling that we are to hold your hand all the way to where you want to go. But it really is on the employee to engage in this process as well and put in the work and help make it happen. And we can have a great, meaningful partnership when both sides are working toward, this vision.
That's right. Yeah, for sure. It kind of goes to that concept where we say we have an open door policy and yet nobody comes and opens it. Right. So tell me, what type of feedback do you get from employees that are participating in the overall program, just coaching as you've been establishing it here, across all of Schurz and Otava in this specific area?
Yeah, most employees are excited and energized just by being recognized to be included and being offered the opportunity. The process allows them to kind of see a path forward that maybe they haven't stopped and kind of mapped that out for themselves. They didn't know how. They needed just that guidance, direction on how to do that. And then ultimately they feel just a little more confident. They have like a path to go, and they feel valued because we've invested in them. We've taken the time to show them the way. We've provided some opportunities, some ideas, and career pathing to help them get where they want to go. And so that's, in general, I don't know if I've had any employees really just say, I don't want to participate. I've had some say, I don't have time right now. But most this is a positive experience and they want to participate and they feel valued because they've been included.
Sure. I would say, I don't know if you'd agree with this, but generally what I've seen at times in coaching and even here as we extend an invitation to an employee to participate is usually just more nervousness of like what they don't know rather than, it's not that they don't want to do it. It's more of this, like, I don't know what to expect. Am I ready for that? It's like the nervousness within themselves, right?
I have experienced that with a few employees who almost overthink the process a little bit. It's like,
Sure.
really, it's just going to start with a conversation. We're just going to talk about some things. But yeah, I have experienced that, but usually we can get past that pretty quickly.
Yeah. Sometimes people are scarred, right? They think it's going to be like emotional flogging or something.
That's true. That's
going to go down. It's not an hour of criticism. That's not what coaching is.
That's right.
So to that end, when we talk about criticism versus constructive development, right? There's a difference if you're just wanting to tear somebody down versus build somebody up. Certainly we all go through seasons. I still go through seasons where I'm not firing on all cylinders. I'm not performing to the greatest potential that I have within me. And it requires other folks to help. It requires self-reflection. So for those employees where coaching can help, and particularly in an area where they want to, build up for leadership roles, how do you use it when an employee is maybe underperforming or struggling a little bit in this season of their professional journey?
Sure. And yes, we've all had them. And, it's kind of a roller coaster through our career. They don't go away. They trip us up every once in a while. But depending on the area where they're struggling, I can sometimes share examples of where I've seen a certain thing work to overcome this area that they may be struggling with. Sometimes they just haven't had enough time in the seat to know what to do and know how to work through certain situations. They haven't experienced yet. And so just offering some of that, something that I've experienced or something that I've helped someone else work through that's worked, and we can kind of brainstorm ideas. Sometimes it really is just a brainstorming session. Have you thought about this? What do you think about this? And it's a good conversation in that way. If it's an area that I believe a book that I've read might help, I do send out books. I've probably sent out close to 100 books in the last couple of years. So I do like to share those and then have the employee read it. And of course, then we talk about it. Sometimes it's as simple as an internal resource. I've talked to a leader who has overcome the same type of struggle, or they have coached someone through the same type of struggle, and I can make those connections. And many times it's just listening and let them know it's okay. Sharing that it's a normal part of growth. It's an uncomfortable part of growth.
It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. I think we naturally assume, if we've never gone through coaching before, or maybe worse, we've gone through bad coaching before, that it's negative, right? Somebody's going to be negative at me, instead of the heart condition and the head condition from this perspective. And what we're talking about is building somebody up. It's not tearing somebody down to build them up. It's building somebody up. It's helping them come to grips with where they are and marrying that to what they've said and where they want to go, and then helping them structure that into a plan and an approach that you can help them hold themselves accountable to it. Because the reality is, they do the hard work. Coaching is not the hard part. So it's good stuff. All right, Mo. So obviously, we say, hey, begin with the end in mind. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? So from your perspective, as it relates to coaching, what do you hope employees gain from the coaching that is being provided?
I want them to feel confident in their current role, and I want them to feel empowered to control where they want to go in their career. Some employees just sit and wait for someone to give them permission to take the next opportunity or to try something new. So I want them to feel empowered that they're in the driver's seat on that. And we're all learning, and no one has it all figured out, and growth is uncomfortable. All of my career decisions have come from being willing to step out of my comfort zone and be in that, in what do you call that? In change, where it's, just temporary incompetence anytime you start something new, and working through that. And sometimes that's all it is this need to feel confident. It's okay. We're all learning. We'll figure it out. And so that's what I want them to gain, is that it really is, we're all a work in progress.
That's right. I think, I've used this before, but a lot of times it's firsts, right? Yes. You're going through a lot of first times you've ever experienced something. And it's awkward when you're going through firsts. You don't know how to react. You don't know what this looks like. You're not even sure how to frame it up. And so what coaching can help you do in any area of your life is learn how to prepare for a first, so that you respond to what's presented to you instead of react. And react, especially when it's highly emotional, can put you in a position where you act out of character, or you act in that moment to the current highest level of your personal growth. And that may not be where you want to be. And so you learn from that and you grow. So, and I'd say one thing that's important to shout out here today relative to coaching is coaching. If you are somebody that wants to pour out into somebody else and develop and raise up, coaching is about the person that you're working with. It is about helping that person achieve their goals, not your goals for them. Coaching is not manipulation. Coaching is about learning by listening what they want, and then helping them frame that up for success, and helping them get to a place in which they can become accountable to themselves, to their goals, so that this isn't a codependent relationship, right? You're empowering them after you've equipped them, and then you're encouraging them along the way to be successful. So coaching is awesome. I love it. I'm super stoked that we spent time talking about this today. And I hope that people, as they listen to this, they'll repeat it you receive different messages at different times. And then last, I'll put Mo on shout. She's got a wait list. She's like taking numbers when you go to the bakery, to get your stuff. But if you haven't reached out, you should reach out. And I'm even putting Mo on the spot that maybe you're not an employee of the company and you want to reach out direct to someone like Mo. I'm available. I'd still do coaching today, but I get a tremendous amount of value from Mo Direct as well. So I know that you're passionate, and I'm put you out there.
Oh, well, thank you for that. And you do help me. You help me be a better coach. And so I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
So I could talk about the benefits I see all day, but I'd rather hear it from someone going through the coaching. Andy Felt is Otava's Director of Support Operations, and he's one of the managers I'm mentoring right now.
That's right. I'm so excited. Andy, thanks so much for being here. Excited to have you. So tell us, how has the coaching experience been for you?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super happy to be here. The experience has been awesome for me so far. It's been a chance for me to spend time with dedicated leaders and dedicated mentors. It's been a chance to self-reflect a lot, learned a lot about myself, learned about things I can improve on. It's helped me to really organize where I want to go and what I'm doing. And I think most importantly, it's really allowed me to figure out how I can apply some of the things I'm good at to helping other people around me. It's been great.
So what do you feel like you've gained from it so far? You mentioned some general things, in your intro and kind of your summary, but what specifically have you gained?
I think I've gained a lot. I've learned a lot about how my strengths help me in my current role, especially how they relate to my day-to-day. I've learned quite a bit about how to apply those strengths to challenges I face. When I have a larger issue to tackle, I can use my strengths to find better and more creative ways to problem solve instead of blindly forging ahead on things. And it's really helped me to learn how I can lean in on the company values and how to find more meaning and drive in my professional life.
Do you feel better prepared as a manager?
I do, absolutely do. These sessions really make you think. They have really helped me put a lot of high-level concepts into practice. Things like, how do I apply my values, and how do I apply self-reflection in my day-to-day? How do I use these in problem solving? But it's also helped me to put kind of a practical roadmap in place for goals I want to accomplish. They're goals that are help me improve on my weak spots, continue my education, get better at what I'm doing right now, not, metric goals or things like that. They're just personal goals to help me. It's helped me to understand where my career is moving and gain a better understanding of how I can steer it towards the direction I want it to go.
Yeah, good point there. Self-reflection is a skill in itself. Some people lack that, and I think that is really a primary skill to being a good leader. Self-leadership first before you can lead others, right? And I think you do a good job of that. And it shows, you tied in your beliefs, and I know beliefs is one of your top talents, and how that does help you in the way that you work and the way you make decisions and the way you support others too. So it's good.
Thanks.
So what's been the best part of the coaching? Besides spending with me, of course, right?
I literally was about to say that. I wrote that down.
I'll send you your $20 later.
But really, it's the personal dedicated time with a dedicated coach has been wonderful. It's really helped me to work on myself. It's given me some great ideas on how I can interact with my team. And in general, in my time here, I've had a lot of direct mentorship and a lot of time with leaders. It's added a lot of value to my professional life, but it's also seeped into my personal life quite a bit. It's really helped me with things like reflection and helped me with things like learning how my strengths can apply to everything in my life.
That's right. It does, because your top talents are just how you work. It's how your brain works. So you can't change it. It does affect every part of your life. So I appreciate you calling that out. And what about the hardest part of this coaching?
Oh, yeah. The hardest part was definitely being honest with myself about what I'm not great at. I don't think anybody really likes to admit when they struggle in things, but seeing a report and spending time reviewing your weaknesses, it's hard. The sessions have really helped me to understand how my weaknesses can contribute to blind spots. I struggle with delegation sometimes, or overanalyzing, or separating myself from the decisions that people around me make. But understanding those is an important part of the process, and it's given me a lot of opportunities to improve as well as find ways to apply my strengths to those same things. So if I'm struggling with delegating, one of my strengths is context. I can review how situations like this have impacted me or the team in the past, and then delegate the work out, give other people more experience. Or analyzing, that's something that I struggle with from time to time. And the relator trait gives me the opportunity to say, hey, I need another set of eyes to help me make a decision, and then we can move forward rather than just blindly moving into things.
Beautiful. I love the way you are using your assessment and that you're really diving in and owning it because that's what it's for. Not everybody does, and I love the way that you dive in and own the whole report from top to bottom, as you described, because that's where you will find the biggest value out of it is the whole thing and not just sticking to one or two things you like.
Yeah, another mentor of mine really summed that up, introduced me to the phrase opportunities to learn, right?
Mhm.
Growth opportunities. You're not going to get those without understanding where you need to grow.
That's right. And we all have them,
Yep.
no matter where we are in our career.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
So how does it feel to work for a company willing to put time and effort into helping you and others grow? Like, how does that resonate with you as a person?
Well, first of all, I love it and it feels great. One of my strengths is that same thing. I want to help people around me. I want to watch people around me grow. So working for a company that fosters that, it's awesome. I've had, like I said, a lot of people make personal commitments to me to help me grow and improve professionally and personally. And they just care about each other. And it's great. It's really allowed me to move forward in my career. And it's given me a really great tool set to help those around me. I've had a lot of success in seeing people on my team grow and take on new things, leave me to go do the next part of their career. And this has really helped me to continue to push forward on that, right? To foster the next generation of leaders up. And really the effort the company's invested in me has allowed me to turn around and I think invest that same level into other people. And that's my favorite part about my job. So it's been great.
Well, that's when you know you're a leader, is when you're developing new leaders. Would you recommend coaching for others wanting to grow their careers?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I would recommend this coaching for anybody, even if they're content completely where they are. At the very least, you'll get a better understanding of where you can grow as a person. To me, the coaching sessions were a two-parter. It was a really good chance to reflect on myself with the eyes and ears of somebody else who cares, but also a chance to find out how I can apply those reflections to my career growth. For people who are looking to grow their careers, it's amazing. I hear people say things like, I'm ready for the next big thing, or I want to take on more. I don't know how. This is how. This is how you do it. You have to give the time investment and attention it deserves if you want to have good results. So if you get the opportunity, don't waste it. But I would recommend this to absolutely anybody who's willing.
I love
That's
hearing that.
Awesome. Well, Andy, it is a reward and a joy to watch and see you continue to grow as a leader. And even more fun is to watch you help others, like take what you're learning and apply that and see you take that mantle that's naturally passed for those that choose to accept it and help raise up others. And so it's a lot of fun to watch. We're proud of you. We're excited to see you continue to grow and make a positive impact. So well done. And thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Well, thanks to both of you. You both have put Herculean efforts into me in my time here. And the time that I get with you both has been extremely valuable and rewarding to me. I don't think I'd be where I'm at with either one of you. So thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much for your time.
That
Thanks,
makes me
Andy.
think, Hercules, Hercules.
Yeah, me too. Don't put that in the blooper reel or I will.
That's a wrap for episode 11. Just one more episode left in this first season. I can't believe it. We will take a little break for the holidays, and then we'll be back for another season after the first of the year.
I can't wait. I'm excited. And I think coming up, I remember that we put this out there that we were going to do more of a behind the scenes. We survived, as we joke, episode, first season of episodes, and invite you to meet our marketing department, the
Yes.
real brains and champions behind this thing. And I am excited to spend time with them and really, really excited for folks to get to hear from the talent that we are blessed and benefit from. So,
Yes, me too. Okay.
all right. What do we say, Mo?
We say, do a decision.
Do a decision.